Let's go.
It's the Cooper and Anthony Show.
The big problem in New York over the past, like a year or so, are all these e-scooters and e-bikes and e-this and e-that. I mean, every time there's a new version of like a scooter, a bike, or whatever, it's a problem in New York. And first they had banned them, but the problem is all the e-bikes are what the food delivery people use. So we're trying to save the restaurant industry. So it's like, well, you got to help them use the e-bikes. That way they can get to more people and you can help them do deliveries and maybe save the restaurant industry. So we all went, oh, okay, fine. But they're not supposed to be in the bike lane. They're not supposed to be going more than 25 miles an hour. Now, those scooters, like the Razor scooters, the ones that the kids use where they get on and they push it with their foot, so now they have electric ones that are supposed to only go, I thought 25 miles an hour. I mean, I see people zooming around in them, but they're not
fast. I mean,
right?
when you're 2 inches off the ground, 25 is pretty damn fast.
Right. And here's the problem with all of those. Some of them do go much, much faster. I mean, I've seen some of those e-bikes going 50 miles an hour, 40, 50 miles an hour. You don't have to have a driver's license. You don't have to have anything. You can just get on one and ride. There's also, we have these Revel scooters, which are like Vespas that you could just hop on. You don't have to have a driver's license for any of this stuff.
That can't be good.
Right. You could just hop on and drive and ride. In and out of traffic is dangerous. The big story in New York is that somebody was on one of those scooters, like a Razor scooter, like the kids pedal with the one foot, but it was an E1. So it had a motor on it. It was motorized. He got on the BQE. That's a major highway here. Like the Bronx Queen Expressway. We have some highways here that trucks are not allowed and there's only cars. And you're like, well, it's bad, but it's not so bad. This is one of the ones that all the trucks, the 18-wheelers, the giant trucks, everybody screaming vans. There's a guy on a scooter going 60 miles an hour. This is the big story in New York today.
Wait a minute.
So first the guy's on the side of the road.
He's on the
So you're
highway?
like, okay.
Bruh.
Oh, he's flying.
Bruh. I'm going 50 right now. Bruh.
Now he's in the middle lane.
Bruh.
He's got a helmet on.
Homeboy's on a scooter going 55, 60 right now.
60.
On God.
60 on a
On
scooter.
God. Ew. Wow. I'm going 60,
He's wearing
folks.
a
I'm going
t-shirt and
60 right-
jeans.
What the hell?
He's flying.
Homeboy's
He's
out.
flying in and out of
Passing
trucks.
semis. He passed a huge lorry truck flying.
Lordy, what are you, British?
Yeah, I know.
But no, that's a big story today. And the video goes on for a little while where he's like, bruh. Because, okay, so the guy does have a helmet on, but that's just a helmet. He's wearing a t-shirt and jeans and sneakers. He's doing nothing to protect any other part of his body. And he's on a scooter. You can drive one of those without a license, without a driver's license. And there's no protection whatsoever. So that's really dangerous.
Okay, so what happens if the cops pull him over? They're going to say, you can't ride that on this road. And he's going to say, where does it say that?
No, there are laws about what can and can't be on that road. You can bring a motorcycle. Like I can't take my bicycle and start weaving in and out of traffic. I can go, there's bike lanes and there's a side road there, like a shoulder kind of thing. And even though you're not really supposed to be on the shoulder, you can probably get away with it if you're going just like from one exit to the other. But this guy was in traffic on a scooter. It's not a motorcycle. It's literally a motorized scooter. It's like a motorized Razor scooter, like your kid is on.
So anybody with a credit card can get on one of those and take off.
That's right.
So it doesn't matter if you're 5 years old, you can be doing 60 down the LIE if you have a credit card.
Yeah, technically. Right. Who's going to stop you? There's nobody stopping you. There's nobody policing it. De Blasio doesn't give a shit about any of this stuff. I can't even say he's a lame duck because he's on his way out. He's been a lame duck his entire mayorship. I mean, the only good thing de Blasio did in this city is unify Democrats and Republicans because we equally hate him.
anybody can get on one of those, swipe a credit card, and do 60. That has to change.
Right.
Whoever's putting these things out on the street has to govern these speeds somehow.
Right. And then the other issue is that, especially on the BQE, because I've been on it many times, is that's an area where a lot of young people live and they have like fast cars. They like to drive real fast. That's one of those areas that there's going to be people doing 80, 90, weaving in and out of traffic. So that's happening while some dude is on a scooter doing 60. And the scooter guy's in and out of traffic also. He's not staying on the side. He's in a lane, then he's in the middle lane,
passing
then back
lorries.
over. He's passing lorries, exactly. And the thing is, I don't know how he's weaving in and out. There's no mirror. There's no rear view mirror. There's none of that stuff.
He's not looking over his shoulder doing that thing. He's just going.
He's just going, exactly. So, and there's this city has become so lawless. Like when I see that, there's a side of me, I'm like, oh my God. And then I'm like, well, no, that's what New York City's about right now. It's the Wild West here.
That's the whole world right now. I mean,
yeah,
Chicago's losing a third of their officers now because they're not getting vaccinated. It's all over the place. There's going to be no cops anywhere.
Right.
So you can ride that down the highway and nobody's going to say, stop, pull over.
I'm amazed that somebody would want to lose their job over something like that. Like that's the only thing that makes me sad. It's like, think about, I have friends that are FDNY and I have friends that are LAPD. I know, I've heard the stories of what it takes to get in. It's a really big deal.
Can you imagine being a cop in Chicago? That can't be fun.
No. When you become somebody in the fire department or somebody in law enforcement, a police officer, it's not like you just go pass a test and you're in. It's a very big deal. And of the hundreds of people who apply, a very small percentage make it in. And then of that percentage, even less people start dropping out. I mean, they really weed people out. It is very hard to become a police officer or a fireman in any city, let alone a big city like Chicago or a big city like New York or Los Angeles. I'm amazed that after somebody went through all of that, especially if they're a legacy, especially if like your uncles and father and grandfather were all, served as well. I'm surprised that they would just be like, vaccine, sorry, I'm out.
I wonder if that's going to screw their pension. If they say, okay, I'm not going to take the vaccine, but let me keep my pension. I don't know how that works. But, I mean, that's one of the main reasons why you get into that job is so you can have a pension.
I think they should keep their pension. I don't think that should stop them from having a pension. I mean, they've earned the pension. It's not like, listen, just because you're leaving on your own accord, it's your choice to leave. I don't think you've earned the pension. You put in the time.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is if you're 15 years into it, and if you would have stayed 5 more years, you would have got the whole pension. So you're only going to take half of the pension because you're leaving early.
I know. It makes me sad. It makes me sad that those are the choices that they're being given, and it makes me sad those are the choices they're choosing to do. And there's a whole thing today also in New York City where this guy, it's funny because this has become like a joke and a meme and people have made cartoons about it, but it actually wasn't all that funny. This dude in a mask walked over to 2 police officers on the subway who were not masked. And there's signs everywhere that say you have to have a mask on to come in the subway and to ride the subway. And it's a big thing in New York that you must be masked. And if you're not, the MTA people there, people can kick you off the subway. It's a big deal. But here are these cops patrolling whatever station it was, and both of them were not masked. So the guy said to them, how come you guys don't have to wear a mask? Why do we have to wear a mask and you don't? Instead of answering him, they grabbed him and they opened the emergency door and they shoved him out and they said, get the fuck out of here.
No.
Yeah. All he did was ask them the question, and they literally like manhandled him and pushed him out. There's a video of it.
There's cameras everywhere.
I know.
The whole world's going to hell. So
going to hell. It's certainly crazy here. Yeah.
Well, tomorrow we can look forward to good times because Nigel Bach is going to be joining us tomorrow night, and he's got a brand new movie coming out on Tuesday.
Yeah, and tell people who he is. We've had him on the show several times before. He's a good friend of the show, and he's one of yours and your son's favorites.
He's my favorite guy ever. He makes these movies called Bad Ben. Right now, if you go on Amazon, you can see all 8 Bad Ben movies.
Wow.
And he's got a new Bad Ben movie coming out on Tuesday, which it's called The 9 because it's the 9th. Benign. It's called Bad Ben Benign, but it's actually
funny.
The 9. And he's got a new video game out, too, of him. So what Bad Ben is about, it's about a guy who moves into basically a haunted house, and the haunted house screws with him the whole time. So the video game is him inside the house and cursing the whole time. This is the greatest thing. I have to show you this video game, and it's just him saying bad words going around his house as a video game.
Oh, this is amazing.
Yeah, this is the new thing he's got.
Shit.
Ass.
Fuck. Ass. Fuck. God damn it. Shit. It's locked. What the fuck? What?
Oh my God, he must have so much fun voicing this.
You better get out of my house, you little bitch. God damn it, it's cold in here. You better not be down there, you little bitch. It's you and me now. I'm going to record me kicking your ass.
Why did they make him look like Hank Hill, I wonder?
Because he does look like Hank Hill.
They went full Hank Hill, except with the hat and glasses. He looks like a full-on Bad Ben meets Hank Hill.
Yeah, so he's going to be on tomorrow promoting his new movie. I know way too much about him because I know all things Nigel Bach. You know, that he just had a birthday on Monday. I know everything. I know what his dogs do at night. I know way too much about what's going on with him. So can't wait for the new movie to come out Tuesday. I'm looking forward to it like it's Christmas.
We're scared to know what's behind that door.
It's the Cooper and Anthony Show.
I don't dislike Billy Joel. I mean, it's funny. Every time I hear a story about Billy Joel, I'm like, wow, what a cool dude. You know, his music is not really my style. It's not my kind of music.
You're the only one in the world, but okay.
But here's the thing. I like rock and roll. I like hard rock and roll. I like grunge rock and roll. There's something about Billy Joel's music. I guess, you know, I liked his early stuff, but the minute like Uptown Girl, like I can do without any of that stuff. You know what I mean? Like he has songs that I listen to. I'm like, that's an amazing song. Mm-hmm. But I don't like, I wouldn't go to a Billy Joel concert. I wouldn't enjoy myself.
It's on my bucket list.
Well, here's what's really interesting about it. I once again, something happened in the world of Billy Joel that I'm like, wow, he's a really cool dude. And now I love him again. Mm-hmm. He has this new thing now that he does. He never sells tickets to the front row of his concerts because aside from wanting to beat out the scalpers, he got tired of all the bored rich people staring up at him. So now he sends his road crew out to bring down the fans from the worst seats. So there'll be people in the front row that are really happy to be there, real fans. That's what he said. He wants real fans in the front row that are like dancing and singing along and really into it. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing. That's such a brilliant idea. I love that idea because you and I have been to so many concerts together, both as radio people and, you know, as music lovers. And I find that that's the biggest problem. Like the best seats go to the wealthiest people. Or I went to one concert. When I went to see Kanye, I sat like way far back. But and Jay-Z, my favorite artist in the whole wide world. And I got the Jay-Z seats from like a friend of mine at the label. And I was like literally in the very back row, singing along every song. The first 2 rows were all people from the label. They sat there on their phones. There was one point where he was like, everybody get up. And everyone got up except for those first 2 rows of the people who are from the fucking label who couldn't be bothered. They're like, I'm gonna answer this email. I can't be bothered. It's like, that's right. The real fans are back here. So the people from the label that have to go and say they went or have to go and monitor shit, you go sit in the back row. Let me sit in the second row or the front row where I can fucking enjoy myself and sing every single song and get up and enjoy. Because I remember one time we had Train when I was at PLJ. Train had come to perform. And you and I had trained on the show many times when we were doing our syndicated show. Pat Monahan, the lead
Great
singer
guy.
trained, is the nicest man in music. I have not met anybody as sweet and nice and genuine and kind, remembers my name every time he sees me. I mean, I've met him like 3 times. You know what I mean? He meets a million people. Whenever I see him, Cooper, how you do? Oh, so friendly. So he had come to perform. They had a new album, but there was a song that we were playing like crazy anyway. And they came in, they did a couple songs, like a little mini concert live on the air. And I was standing there and I was singing along and I was dancing and I was getting really into it. And my other friend who was there with me, we were just like high-fiving and like we were at a concert. Everybody else there from the label, everybody else from the radio station just sat there with their arms folded watching. And when we went to commercial, Pat came over to me and he said, I want to tell you how much I appreciate how much you were enjoying the songs and enjoying the music. And you were up on your feet and singing along and dancing. He said, I cannot begin to tell you how much that means to me and how it fuels us. If you noticed, nobody else in the room, they were all sitting and just watching or bopping their heads. You were really up there enjoying the music, and that's why we do it. And I never really thought of it like that. I mean, I just was enjoying myself, but it means a lot to the artists to have people in the front couple of rows who enjoy the music, because that's why they're doing it. That's why they decided to become musicians in the first place.
Yeah, but I come from the label background where I was in the front row and I was looking at my phone, but that's my job. My job is to make sure Jay-Z gets on the stage. My job is to make sure his mic doesn't go out. I mean, I'm doing work. So that's why I'm sitting where I'm sitting. And I'm not dancing because, you know what? I'm going to see this damn same show tomorrow night. And then the night afterwards. And then the night afterwards. It's a job. So it's part of what I do.
So why aren't you backstage or on the side away?
Because
Like,
I want to experience and see what's going wrong. The whole show is my gig. So I got to make sure front of house sounds good. I'm moving. You know,
yeah, but that's okay. That's one seat. What about the other 15 people that are sitting with you from the label?
Well, and that's people that I invited from the radio station and whatever. So,
right. So put those assholes in the back who are going to sit there on their phones, not enjoying themselves. And the rest of us who are actual fans who paid money for our tickets because we wanted to be there, not because we're being paid to be there or it's a work thing.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get this guy to play the new Jay-Z song. That's why I have his ass sitting right here. I put Tom Coleman right here because I want him to see the magic of my act. So that's it's I can see your point and I can see Billy's point. He wants to have fans there, but there's some people that's their job to stand there and look stupid.
Yeah, but the front row isn't just a few seats. It's an entire row. The front, like 2-3 rows. It's a lot of seats. And those are the most expensive seats all the time. And, I really respect Billy Joel for saying that because, again, why do these people become musicians in the first place? I mean, once they've made all their money, then what's it about for them? He doesn't need another house. No, he actually enjoys playing. Billy Joel could have retired 20 times over, but instead, once a month, at his age, he's still out there playing Madison Square Garden once a month.
The funny thing about the label section of a concert, I was in the label section. This is when I was in radio, but I went with the label guys. So it was me, label guys, and other radio station people. We were pretty close. It was Hole opening for Marilyn Manson.
Ooh.
So we were, 1 row, 2 rows back. So I remember looking around and it's just like everybody doing what you're talking about. Just, all right, bring on Marilyn Manson. So Marilyn comes out and he starts spitting water all over all of us. It's like, dude, we're not your fans. we really don't want you to throw things at us and spit at us. Spit at those people over there, not over here.
But he knew who he was spitting at, is my point.
And that's why, he's nowhere now. Go spit on the record company, guys. That's what you should do. Spit on them.
there's a lot of artists that end up singing about that, about the label people, the people from the record label just sitting there not really caring. That's why I like the venues where there's a balcony up on top and then there's a floor and everyone's just sort of crammed in on the floor. I mean, now during COVID, I don't like any of that, but let's pretend it's not COVID, because I have gone to see concerts. I have friends at labels that are like, hey, come see, you know, whoever it is. J. Cole. J. Cole played Irving Plaza. Irving Plaza is a big open floor, but then there's a balcony up on top. All the label people are up on top. And because, you know, you're looking down over. And I was like, no, I want to be on the floor. Like, I want to be in the crowd. I want to dance. I want to see J. Cole right up front. I'm not sitting up there with the label people.
Yeah, and I'll be up there. So if you need me, come
on your phone, making sure the sound is right.
Right, that's what I do.
The sun is set, and the monsters are lurking.
It's the Cooper and Anthony Show.
Friends with the monster.
Let's see how dependent you are on technology.
I'm all like, Uncle, I give up. I'm 100% dependent. Don't even give me this quiz. I've already lost.
Well, we're going to see just how dependent we are now, how sad it is that we are so dependent on technology.
Can I just say one thing? Yesterday, I was walking around streets, and instead of looking up at the sign and seeing what street I was on, I looked at my GPS. I could have just looked up, but I was like, where am I? Let me check my GPS.
Yeah, you should know where you are in Manhattan, like the back of your hand. I'm the same way. I will use GPS to go to work.
Yeah.
it's
right.
15 miles away. It's the same way every day.
And you go every day. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I just put on GPS. Okay. So I'm going to click on these, the ones that apply to you.
Okay.
I remember less than 3 phone numbers belonging to my family and friends.
I don't know any.
Okay.
So 0. I know 0 phone. I had to call my boyfriend the other day from somebody else's phone. I was like, yeah, I'm out.
I would be lost without Google Maps.
100%.
All right. The first thing I do when I wake up is check my phone.
Grab my phone immediately. Before I even open my eyes, I reach over to get my phone.
The last thing I do before going to bed,
check my phone. I check Twitter. I check Instagram. I check my email. Did I get any texts?
That's the last thing you do before you go to bed.
Well, no. And then after I check all that stuff, then I put on a podcast or a book or whatever I'm listening to, and I fall asleep with my phone.
I prefer reading on a screen over actual books.
This is so horrible because I'm an author. I'm literally listening to the entire Michael Connelly series after watching Bosch. There's 2 books left, and then he has a new book coming out November 9th. So I'm in the midst of a Mickey Haller book right now. There's one more, and then I'm done. Then I've read everything Michael Connelly has ever, and I say read, but what I mean is audible, listening to it.
Yeah, listen to.
I listen to all books now.
Now, is that the same as reading a book?
I think so. Yeah. Think about this. Why are you reading? You're reading to consume the information so that you can have a conversation and say, oh, yeah, I know that book. Here's what happens. So, yes, I consider it reading.
I think your mind does other things when you read than when you listen.
That's probably true, but I still consider it reading.
Okay. Then I've read lots of books. I've read more than one. I check my social media at least once an hour.
Not really once an hour. No, I say no to that. Not once an hour. I check it a lot, but definitely not once an hour.
This is so you. I need to be watching something while eating meals.
Oh, 100%. I don't, honestly, when we went out to dinner recently, my boyfriend and I, okay, when we go out with my parents, it's okay because, they'll entertain us. We literally downloaded the next episode of Squid Game and watched it at the table of the restaurant while we were eating at a restaurant.
Yeah, you have TV shows that you watch just when you're eating.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Family Guy is it's a great show to watch while you're eating. We're not Friends anymore, but Family Guy is perfect because it's long enough that it's an entire meal for us. Like we start watching it when we sit down, and by the time the show is ending, we're cleaning our plates off.
If I forget to take my phone to the bathroom, I will go back to get it, even if it means having to put pants back on.
How bad do I have to pee?
See, you really don't bring your phone to the bathroom, so that's not a big thing with
No,
you.
I do bring my phone to the bathroom, but not, for me, I'm one of those people.
Will you do the duck walk out of the bathroom to get your phone?
No, I won't. But also because I'm a radio person, so I pee in a matter of seconds. I poop really fast too. I don't take very long in the bathroom at all. So I can be, if I'm waiting for a call or a text or something, I will take my phone with me. If I'm not waiting for anything, I will go to the bathroom real quick and then go get my phone again. So no, I won't duck walk back.
Okay. I order groceries through apps. You don't do that.
Oh, no, I do.
Oh, you
Except
do?
Yeah. Except then I go to the store and pick it up myself because their delivery system sucks. No, I do. In fact, when I actually go to the grocery store, everything I do there is on an app. You open the app as soon as you walk in, you scan all the food, and then your credit card's already in there. You just hit pay. So I completely shop via apps.
I would rather order things online than visit a store, even if it means waiting for a bit.
Haven't been to a store in years.
Yeah. Yeah, I even told my son he has to get a collar for one of our cats.
Uh-huh.
And I said, just get it online. Why would you even go to the pet store and get it? Just get it on Amazon. It'll be here tomorrow.
Right, exactly. And in fact, I had to, I ordered a bunch of stuff from Target. I live around the corner from a Target. I ordered all the stuff on Target.com and it showed up and there was a couple of, we had food as well. And there were some cans that were dented. I had to go to the Target to return the cans. And they were like, did you buy these here? I was like, I actually bought them online.
But it was here, kind of, sort of.
I know you have it here, but I bought this. I'm returning it here, but I bought it online. And thank you for being right around the corner from my apartment. So
I can't get through drinks or dinner at a restaurant without checking my phone.
We don't go out enough to answer that question. I mean, like I told you, we did go out recently and we
check your phone. So I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, say yes to that. Of course I check my phone. My phone's right next to the plate.
I have more than 5 tabs open right now on my browser.
Always.
Right now you do?
I have 3 that stay open at all times. Like, when you reboot your computer and it goes restore pages.
Mm-hmm.
So it restores those 3 immediately. And then I have at least another 3 more.
How many do you have open right now?
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7.
Which slows down your computer.
All right.
We do a show. And
yeah, I can't, but I need them all.
Open.
Okay, there's one. I clicked that on 1. Now I got 6.
Yeah, I think 5 or 6 should be your max while we're on the air.
All right, 6 now.
There are more than 3 screens in a room right now with you.
Wait, sorry. Yes, there are more than 3 screens. I have my computer, my phone,
laptop.
Right, my laptop, my iPad, and then we have a second. We have a second one. And I just want to say, since I am so distracted by my phones, and by the way, my Apple Watch is right here. David Seeley says he's right there with me on Billy Joel. He's actually a donor to his organization. So doesn't like Billy Joel and care for his music, but like great guy and falls back in love with him.
Not like Billy Joel music. I don't get that. I can't watch an entire movie or 2 episodes of a show without checking my phone.
Not only can I not watch anything without having a phone in my hand, my boyfriend is worse than I am. He's on his iPad and his phone whenever we watch stuff, but he keeps his iPad open to the IMDb page because he loves me and he knows that I'm going to go, how do we know that guy? What else is he in? Nope, here he is. Let's see. He was also in Batman Begins, and like he'll tell me immediately. So he has his phone for scrolling, and then he has his iPad open to IMDb. So, and then I have my phone. So 3 screens open while I watch any television or movie at any given time.
And if the TV show goes to a commercial, forget about it. Phone's coming right out.
Game on. Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I used a pen.
Normally I'd say yes, but I actually had to use a pen yesterday. I had to borrow a pen from somebody. But say no. Say no, because before yesterday, I had not used a pen since the last time I was there, like 6 months ago. So yeah.
Okay, TBH. I use internet abbreviations in daily conversations.
No, I'm not an asshole. I think that's stupid.
I reference
BT dubs.
Yeah, I reference memes in person.
Well,
Yeah.
how do you not? I mean, every once in a while something happens. Like there's a guy in my building who looks like that meme of the blonde guy who like looks shocked. There's a guy in my building who looks like him. So whenever we see him, we're like, "Oh, there's meme guy."
Yeah, so you got to do the meme. I would rather spend my day off watching stuff at home than doing something outside.
Oh, who wouldn't?
I get anxious when my phone is less than 10% battery.
Well, no, not me, because I charge it right up. I always have a Mophie on me, or I'm always by a charger. So,
But it still gives you, okay.
It gives me agita.
I usually have to charge my phone more than once a day.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Really?
Of course.
I only charge my phone at night, and that's it. I don't.
So I go out and take a walk with the dog, and I listen to a book. So that takes up a lot of battery. Then I'll be on my phone for a while. No, I charge my phone like at least twice a day.
I use more than 3 social media apps all the time.
More than 3?
Yeah. I would say Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. So that's 3.
Yeah, that's 3. I'm not really, TikTok. I watch other people's
That's 4.
TikToks. I don't make a TikTok, but I watch them. I'm not on.
But you're on TikTok, so that's
All right,
4.
I guess so. That's 4.
I would forget most of my friends' birthdays without Facebook.
Oh, 100%. I have like a couple of my closest friends that I have it on my, but on my phone too. Like I have it in my calendar. So it'll bing and be like, it's Anthony's birthday today. But then Facebook is like, we'll give you the list of everybody's birthdays. Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah. So when you wake up, you go, oh, I don't really know her, but it's her birthday today.
It's her birthday today.
I have a problem spending time in a place with no Wi-Fi or bad reception.
Yeah, never going to happen. I'm not going. If you don't have Wi-Fi, yesterday I was somewhere where there was no Wi-Fi and I was like, I have to use fucking data here. I was pissed. The phone reception was bad. I had to go outside. Actually, what I ended up doing is there was a Starbucks on the corner. I was like, thank God.
Well, I finally broke down and got the unlimited streaming, unlimited whatever hell.
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry about that. I don't even have to turn Wi-Fi on. So that's a little, I mean, now with Verizon, it's actually cheaper to get unlimited.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Look into it. It's
okay.
It took me a long time to get past that because I thought it was going to be more, but it's actually less.
Is it? Are you sure? Because we're paying very little.
Yeah.
All right. We'll discuss later.
Yeah, you can look into it. I have subscriptions on 2 or more streaming services.
Oh, of course. I have so many. Let me think. Hulu, Disney.
I don't have Hulu.
Well, okay, you won't. You're right. Prime, Netflix, TCM, BritBox. Oh God, yeah.
You pay for BritBox?
I live
That's not
on
free?
No, it's not free, but I live on it.
Yeah, I live on Discovery Plus.
Well, there you go. See,
that's my jam right there. I usually carry my charger or portable power bank if I'm heading out for more than a couple hours.
Always have one with. I work a couple of hours. Are you kidding? I bring a charger with me when I'm going for a walk with the dog. In case I bring a Mophie with me all the time, even if I'm running to the store. Always have one on me.
I feel closer to people I know online than I do in my real life friends.
No. Well, I do have a couple of friends. Online,
yeah, I think you have more friends online than IRL friends.
Yeah, I think I don't have a lot of IRL friends anymore. So, yes.
I need more than one outlet at night to charge all my devices for the next day.
It's so funny you would say. My boyfriend just had a conversation about that. We bought this unit that you can put, it's one unit and you can put 3 different chargers in it. So we have that. And then there's one, let's see, I'll show you right now. You want to see?
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you right now how many chargers. And we have this, just so you know, this is just one side of the bed. I'm going to show you. Hang on 1 second.
Is it a lot?
Can you see that?
That's a fire hazard right there. That is a fire Hazard.
Do you see that?
Look at that.
Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And they're all little bricks.
Right. Yeah. There's 7 there.
That is crazy.
Yeah. And just so you know, that's just one side of the bed. I have that same thing on the other side of the bed where I sleep. But mine only has my Apple Watch, my laptop. Mine only has 3.
AirPods.
Oh, yeah, the AirPods too. So 4. AirPods, phone, Apple Watch, iPad. Oh, and laptop. So maybe more.
I have a dent on the inside of my little finger from holding my phone.
No. No.
All right, that's one. I've already seen all the memes people send me.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you look at them?
No, I'm saying you've already seen them. When I send you a meme, you go,
yes.
seen
Yeah. And I hate being like that because, I mean, I'll have a friend that'll be like, oh, my God, have you seen this meme? And it's like, you're late to that. I don't want to be a dick about it, but it's like, yep, saw it 100%. But that's not fair because I'm in radio and it's my job to be up on pop culture stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So if a friend of mine sends me a meme and I haven't seen it yet, then I'm not doing my job.
I know, but I have a friend that I would send memes to and they would go, I've already seen that. Send them another one. Already seen that. Send them another. Then I just stop sending you memes because that's the response I get. Then when I say I was going to send you one, but I bet you've already seen it. No, I haven't seen that one. I need music or something to play on a screen as a background when I fall asleep.
I just told you that. I listen to my book or a podcast as I fall asleep. Sometimes music, if I really can't
Sometimes
sleep.
King of the Hill on TV.
Well, no. If I definitely have the TV on when I fall asleep. But if that doesn't work, then I put a book on or a podcast. And if that doesn't work, last ditch effort is I put music on.
I have an app that helps me sleep better.
I tried those apps like Calm.
Yeah.
Have you tried any of those apps?
Yeah.
I don't know. I find them distracting. I find myself really trying to pay attention. It doesn't let my brain relax.
I have an app that helps me exercise.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Of course.
I didn't even know these types of apps exist. I have an app that tracks my menstrual cycle.
It's funny. I've got friends that use that app. I don't use that app. My boyfriend does. He likes to track my menstrual cycle because he wants to know when I'm going to be in a bad mood and a good mood. So we do have that app. I don't use it. He does.
I have an app or device that tracks my fitness.
My Fitness Pal. And also my Apple Watch.
I have an app that tracks my spending habits.
No,
because
I don't have that. I don't care.
When you have no money, there's no reason to track your spending habits.
What's there to track? 5 cents. Woo.
I have an app that reminds me to drink water.
No.
All right. Let's see your results. Yeah, you're an addict. Large chunks of your life would come to a grinding halt if screens were taken away from you, even for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm copping to it. I told you from the beginning that there was no way I was going to pretend like that wasn't a problem for me. It's
29 out of 36.
It's not a problem, though. I have no problem with it.
Isn't that what all people who have problems say?
If screens were bad for you, or if it was like ruining me in some way, if there was some negative consequence, I'd say yes, but they're not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think I use them responsibly. I think it's good that I have an app that tracks my fitness. And, they didn't ask if there's an app that tracks your food. Mm-hmm. I have that too. I have the Monash University, the Low Food Map app that I follow religiously. Every day I put my food in,
But you sound like a drug addict. I'm fine. I control it. It's not out of control. I think we need to sit down with your family and Joe and your parents.
It's not unlike a journal. What's the difference between that and journaling? I journal on apps. That's all. And people that can't fall asleep that read a book, I listen to a book. It's the same fucking thing.
And now you're getting upset because I'm saying that you have a problem. You're checking all the boxes here.
I don't think it's a problem.
Hello, monsters. This is Lady Gaga.
All right.
It's the Cooper and Anthony Show.
So because I was on set today, I think that's what you say. Mm-hmm. Is that the cool way to say it? I was on set. Because I was working today doing this other thing, I was not available for the obviously 10-minute phone call it took to put this show together, because that's how important these guys think this.
It was less than 10 minutes.
Less than 10 minutes, even better.
Hey, it might have been 10 minutes.
No, it wasn't 10 minutes.
It wasn't? No, okay.
Okay.
Well, 9.
So here's what the boys came up with to talk about, just to start off the show.
Okay.
Oh, you tell me what you think about this. Now, you heard about what went on in California last week. What is that? Why are you doing that?
Scary music.
Oh, it's scary. It's scary. I'll tell you why you're playing scary music, because this is actually kind of freaky. So this guy that died on the Metrolink, that collision last week.
Horrible accident they had out there, yeah.
Horrible accident. And the details are still coming out about it, and they're just horrifying. So I feel a little too soon. However, Chad and Anthony felt, no, nothing off limits. Not too soon. We're not in California. Who cares? So, but here's what's interesting. This is one of the stories about one of the guys, one of the train victims, that he kept calling his loved ones after he died. This is amazing. It's one of the local families, here in California. The fiancé told KTLA, which I guess is the big television station here.
It's the big one, yeah.
Yeah, it's the big one. That supposedly after the guy died, his son in Utah got a phone call from him. And the son said, my dad called me, and I said, what did he say? Is he okay? Where is he? He didn't say anything. The phone rang, and on the caller ID it said dad. So he assumed the dad was okay. So the firefighters are working to rescue the survivors. And this guy's family members said their cell phones kept ringing.
A bunch of them, yeah.
His brother's cell phone.
Yeah, not just one.
The stepmother, the sister, the fiancé, his son. But when they all answered, all they heard was static. And the family members would call back, and the calls went straight to voicemail. So they assumed that he was there. So when they heard the static, they started saying, they were yelling to the phone, hang in there, we're going to get you out, we know you're okay, we know where you are, they're coming to get you, hang in there, assuming that he was calling. Well, when they found his body, he was one of the first people. He died on impact.
Yeah, instantly.
Instantly.
Yeah.
And they know that stuff now, that he died. But nearly 5 hours after the crash, his phone. So 5 hours after the guy was dead, basically, his cell phone kept calling his family members. Isn't that creepy?
And there's something even creepier.
What? What part is creepier?
They couldn't find his cell phone.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the other thing. That when the rescue efforts turned to recovery, there was another call which sent them to trace the call, and they realized it was coming from the first train, so they went back one last time, and while they found the guy's body, they never found the cell phone.
Whoa.
The phone was never found. And his body showed no signs that he lived, even for a short time after the crash. That every sign pointed to he died on impact.
Right, because he didn't say anything. It was just static.
Right.
Right, and even if a phone, I could understand dialing one number. I mean, that's within the realm of possibility. Right.
Yeah.
But dialing 6 or 7 and all family members, because that's just weird.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. It's not like his body was leaning on just one number, because then that would make sense. But to keep dialing different ones, that's really freaky. So I don't know what the family members are saying, but some of them are saying, yeah, he was calling us from beyond and letting us know that he was okay, and that it was okay, and that we'll be fine.
Then he should have said that instead of static.
I don't think he can say more than just static at that point. So, but
when you die, you're just static? I
don't know. I guess so. But have you ever thought that somebody contacted you from the grave? You ever feel like that somebody contacted you from beyond? 877-6-Cooper. I got to tell you, when I first heard that, I thought, oh, yeah, right, crazy, it's crazy. But I actually, as I was reading the article, I remembered this was so weird. And maybe because I was young at the time and it didn't really make sense to me. But I remember one time getting a phone call in the middle of the night, and it was static. And there was this eerie voice on the other end, but it sounded otherworldly. It didn't sound like somebody screwing around. It sounded like, and they were trying to speak and couldn't.
I got to go back to this now.
It was really freaky. It was really freaky.
Were you by yourself?
I was by myself. I was in my bedroom with my princess phone. Somebody called on my princess phone.
And your princess phone wasn't even plugged in.
But it didn't sound, it wasn't like a normal phone call. It wasn't like somebody in trouble trying to talk. It sounded otherworldly. It sounded really freaky. And the person was trying to speak. And I remember thinking, like, they were scaring me. And they even said, "Am I scaring you?" Like in so many, I can't describe it, but it wasn't somebody screwing with me.
Right. It wasn't like Chad and I on the other end going,
yeah, no, it wasn't that at all. And I got to, and it sounded like somebody contacted me from beyond.
Wow.
Now, I don't know what the cell phone plan is if you're a ghost. I'm not quite sure. But I'll never forget that because I'd never gotten another phone call like that before or since. And to this day, I wonder what that really was, who really was calling me.
Well, I would have thrown the phone out the window, so.
I screamed. I was scared.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was really scared. Yeah, I mean, but it sounded, and it wasn't like a wrong number. I can't describe it. There was something about it that instead of me going, oh, it's somebody screwing around or it's a wrong number, it felt otherworldly. The static, it had the ghost static.
Yeah. Welcome to Freak Us Out Friday.
Yeah. So has this ever happened to you? Have you felt that somebody tried to contact you from beyond? 877-6-Cooper. Hi, Mary.
If you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try again. If you need help, hang up and then dial your operator.
That was scary. Wow.
If she says it again, I'm going to freak out.
Says what again? If you want to make a call?
Yeah.
See, I'm telling you can't get a line out from beyond.
Dead people are calling now.
Dead people are calling. But has that happened to you? Have you been contacted from beyond? Hi, Leslie.
Hello.
Oh, a person.
Oh, thank God, a person. Leslie, you're with us in this world right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. So has this ever happened to you?
Yes. I had a best friend die in a car accident, actually on my birthday.
Oh, wow.
And I was away on a cruise, my first cruise. Anyway, I've had like several dreams of him in my car.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll tell me that he's okay. He's okay. He's okay. And I do believe that that's him letting me know that he is okay. He is in heaven and he's okay.
And I don't see. I think that's true. Even though you know how I am. I'm weird about this kind of stuff. But I got to tell you, when those things happen, I just think, how could people not believe? Because it was real, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. See. And did it make you feel better? Did you feel like he actually was okay? And did you feel less worried for him?
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. See, I think that's why they do it. I think they want you to be able to live okay and be okay.
All right. Now, we'll make a pact. If any of us die, we can't call each other.
Why?
Don't call me.
I'm calling you.
I don't even like you calling me because you're alive.
and let's also make a pact not to scream really loud when Chad's trying to answer the phone.
But it was scary.
Yeah. It was scary, Chad.
You're scaring the people on the phone.
Oh, sorry.
What is that? I said, it's Anthony screaming again.
Again.
Hi, Tom.
Ah!
Now, Tom, have you been contacted from the grave?
Yes. Well, I think so. When I was pretty young, we got a call that my grandfather was in the hospital and that we need to come visit him because they knew he was going to pass away.
Mm-hmm.
So we all went there, and the whole family was there, and we stayed in the hospital for over 24 hours, for a really long time, just sitting around his bed talking and telling stories and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, I can't tell you exactly what it was, but I noticed a weird change in him, and I can't describe what it was. And nobody else saw anything, but we kept an eye on him, and about 3 minutes later, he passed away. And I didn't think anything of it at the time, but we went back to my grandmother's house, and they were making all the funeral arrangements, and they were talking to a priest downstairs who was working with them. And my grandmother told him the story, and the priest, freaked out because he said that only only saints and people who have been touched by God are able to see death coming. And the way my grandmother described it to him, it was like after that, everyone in the family has kind of looked at me a little weird. So apparently I was touched by the other side and was allowed to see when my grandfather was going to pass on.
Now, I've spoken to people who work in the paranormal field, and they say that children have that also, that the younger you are, the more likely it is that you will be able to be more sensitive to it or see it or feel it.
Huh.
Do you think it was your age, or has it happened since?
Well, no, it hadn't happened since. I mean, I guess I was about 13 or... Well, no, I was driving, so I was at least 16.
Oh, wow.
But I'm pretty immature, so that might have something to do with it.
Okay, so you're 16, but it's like you're 4.
Yeah, exactly. And now I'm 26, and it's like I'm
16.
So.
Yeah. Now you're finally like 16. Wow.
That's a good story, Tom. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to say Mary, but I think it's a ghost.
Oh.
Phew, okay. Oh, okay. Phew.
I got a ghost story.
Oh, good. Let's hear.
Okay. And this, I mean, I believe this with all my heart. This truly happened to me, and it never freaked me out.
Mm-hmm.
But it was when my grandmother passed away, and her and I were very close. I mean, I would spend weeks at her house in the summer. We were very close. But when she had passed away, I had missed, we knew she was going to pass away.
Mm-hmm.
Her kidneys failed, and it was just, working to that time.
Right.
And so I was supposed to go and visit her in the hospital. And this was when I lived in Ohio. So it was like a 2-hour drive over to Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
And so my mom called me and said, I'm going to go pick up your aunt instead of you going, if that's okay. And against my better, because I really wanted to go, but It was my aunt, and she didn't get out much. And I was like, no, she needs to go because we knew she was going to pass away.
Right.
So I said, okay, Mom, go ahead and go. So I was sitting at home, and and I don't remember if it was like 7 or 8 o'clock. I just had this horrible feeling come over me. I mean, just horrible.
Really?
And that was when my grandmother passed away. I knew it in my heart. I just knew it. I felt it. And I was frantically trying to call my mom because I knew I'd missed my chance to say goodbye.
Oh, wow.
And and we were so close. But so I waited until my mom got home. Of course, this has been years ago. We weren't up on the cell phones and everything. So you had to wait till your mom got home.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I finally got a hold of her like 11 o'clock at night, and she was like, yeah, she passed away, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I already knew.
Ooh.
And so anyways, we had her funeral, and it was just horrible. I could not quit crying.
Mm-hmm.
I could not quit thinking about her. I basically couldn't function. All I did was cry. I went to the funeral, cried. I mean, it was just horrible how much I was crying.
Mm-hmm.
I was ashamed how much I was crying. All the way through the funeral, at the graveside, everything. And we went out to my mom's afterwards. I had to go home. And that night when I went to bed, I was still crying.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to bed, and I was asleep, but then I woke up, and I sat straight up in bed out of a, dead sleep. I'm exhausted. I've been crying for days.
Right.
And my grandmother was standing at the foot of my bed.
Oh.
And I could see the closet was behind her. I could see behind her,
mm-hmm.
but it was like cloudy.
Right.
And all she said was, goodbye, Mary Jane. And that was it. And from that moment on, it was like the biggest burden had been lifted from me. It was like she came back to tell me that because she knew.
She knew that you needed to say goodbye to her properly.
Yeah, something like that. But it was freaky, and it took me years to even be able to tell my mom about it because she still gets upset about it. But she couldn't believe that had happened to me. She didn't believe me at first, but, I mean, I just told her, Mom, it was her. There is no doubt in my mind. And I wasn't a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I was in my 30s, for goodness sake.
Right. Wow. It wasn't like you were 4. Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't like a scary dream or I was dreaming. I woke up, and there she was. And then just as soon as she said that, she just faded away.
And did you feel better? I mean, I'm sure you still missed her, but did you feel less sad?
Yeah,
Did it help you?
Oh, yes. It totally relieved me of all the crying and feeling bad. It was just like, it was almost like, I had her back in my heart. She wasn't really gone.
Mary, thank you. That's some story. Thank you. Do you feel like at some point in your life you were contacted from beyond? 877-6-Cooper. Hi, Andrew.
Hi.
Andrew, have you been contacted from the grave?
No, but my dad was. He wasn't real close to this one cousin. She actually had a lot of mental issues and things, and not a lot of people in the family talked to her. And she died, and it was one of those kind of random natural death things that there's never really any warning signs, like a stroke or something like that.
Right.
And it was like 2 weeks afterward, he got a letter in the mail from her. Hadn't spoken to her in like 15 years, at least. And she sent him a letter just letting him know how her life was going and what she was up to and stuff like that. And it was just random.
What was the postmark? It was after she had died?
I think it was postmarked right before she died or something, but it was just really strange to get a letter from her after she had passed away.
Absolutely.
And, he hadn't even had any contact with her for so long.
Wow.
That's really freaky.
And I actually had a dream one time. One of my friends died in a car wreck, and it was probably a couple months afterward, and he actually showed up in one of my dreams and said something about that everything was going to be okay.
See, those are the ones that I believe the most, because I think that a lot of us go through that where we're not quite sure about somebody that has passed on, but they come back to let us know that it's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
That, to me, that one feels like that's a reason for them to come back and contact us.
Don't do that to me either.
I am.
No, I don't want that.
You don't. If I go before you do, which, as you know,
it's not going to happen.
Yeah, but if I did, I'm going to haunt you.
Oh, thanks.
You're the person I'm haunting.
Thanks.
I'm looking forward to it, actually.
Appreciate that.
Hi, James.
Hey, guys, this is going to blow your mind.
Oh, no.
Good. Go. Let's hear.
All right, my father-in-law, because, we talked about him passing before we got married before.
Right.
And he had this habit of kind of knocking his hand on his computer desk on the wood and just making like this little rapid noise.
Right.
Well, he passed, and we're sitting there and we're going through some of his stuff and doing everything. I also start hearing that noise, but we're at the desk and nobody's doing it, and it's not coming from the desk, it's coming from the closet. So we kind of go over to the closet, and my wife and I, and then my brother-in-law's wife, I don't know what you call her, but she's kind of weird, but we're all sitting there and we're like, what is this? So we open the closet, and he was a big computer gamer, and up in the top shelf of the closet was a line of the computer game boxes. Well, the wooden rapping noise was coming from a paper box. So we were like, what in the world? So we pulled down the box, and it seemed heavier to me, but, I gamed too, but maybe he left some books or something in there, who knows?
Right.
We opened it. There was $3,000 in cash. And I looked at my wife, I said, what is this? And she said, well, I kept some money around the house, but I didn't know where. And I said, really? And over the next probably 3 or 4 hours, we kept on hearing that rapping noise in different spots. We go look, and we found almost $12,000.
Oh, my goodness, that's freaking me out.
And, how do you think we felt?
Hello?
And my wife's like,
ghost money?
I guess we just didn't want the money to sit here and not be used or something.
Sure.
They were wealthy, but, I mean, to me, having $12,000 around the house is a little absurd, but the fact that we heard his signature noise.
Right.
And
to tell you where the money was.
Yeah, I mean, we heard the wood knocking from, like, places that there wasn't any wood or anything around, and, we heard it from a book. He had hollowed out a book and put money in there.
Wow.
And it was like a paperback. And
that's the kind of thing you would have never found on your own, so
Nope.
he had to guide you to it.
Yeah, and that's what made it so freaky because, the computer game that we found it in was a computer game from 87 or 88, right when the first ones were, and the boxes were huge. And it's one of those games that, it wouldn't even work on a system today, so nobody would ever pay any attention to it.
You would have throwing it right out.
Yeah, you were throwing it out, and you were throwing out all that money.
Yeah, and it's like he wanted us to find it and make sure that it didn't go to waste, that we could use it, or it wouldn't be gone, and it freaked us out.
Did you blow the money?
No, actually, we put it in the bank, and we started a 529K for his soon-to-be-born grandson.
Oh, that's nice. You got to know rich ghosts. You can't know these. All my ghost friends are poor.
It would have been funny if you'd have blown it on drugs and alcohol.
That would not have been funny.
He used to be in the Navy, so he might have appreciated that, too.
Yeah, if you're going to have a ghost, have a rich ghost. I say. Oh, what? What ghost? What?
I can't talk, stupid. I have to do this.
You want to take a break? Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's. I'm doing ... money over here.
Ooh, money over here. Ooh. All right, so have you been contacted from the grave, contacted from beyond, and even better, if they contact you to pay you something, to give you money? Hi, Nikki.
Hi.
Nikki, have you spoken to dead people lately?
Not lately, but I have a couple different things. One is, it seems like when some people in my family die, they visit me after they're gone in my dreams to let me know that they're okay.
And then is it your job then to let the rest of the family know, do you feel, or is it just for you, or?
Well, the people that aren't going to freak out about it, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I just recently told my grandma that Grandpa visited me after he died, and it's been, 15 years maybe.
Oh,
no. It's only been 5 years.
And you just told her now. And what was her reaction?
She was like, "Wow, he never visited me." But the strangest thing that happened in my life was when I was in my senior year of high school. I had a friend and her friend come with me to school, and I would go to vocational school in the morning, which I had to travel 45 minutes to get there, and then regular high school in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. I could bring two people to one and one to the other. Mm-hmm. So one of them had to go stay at my house until school was over. And that morning we got up, I said, something bad is going to happen. I just know something bad's going to happen.
Ooh.
Something bad's going to happen all day. Something bad is going to happen. I don't know what. We're going to get in trouble.
You felt it in your gut. You knew.
Yeah, the bus is going to crash, And it was probably about 11:45 or 10:45. We were waiting for the bus to take us back to the regular high school, and I felt like an actual physical pain in my stomach. And I doubled over like somebody had just stabbed me with something.
Right.
It hurt, and there was nothing wrong with me. So I didn't know what was going on.
Was it a premonition? Did something happen?
Yeah. The feeling just tapered off the rest of the day and went away. And when I got home, I asked my mom, "Well, what happened to Dawn?" "Oh, I took her home." Mm-hmm. "Why?" And then she said to my friend Naisha, "I think you need to sit down." And you know that's something bad.
Right.
Apparently, seeing as it was the wintertime, her aunt, her uncle, and her three cousins had traveled up to New York from Virginia for a funeral, actually. And they had a whiteout, which for those southern people who don't know what that is, that's when the snow just completely blocks your vision.
Right.
You can't see anything at all. And her aunt was driving, and she ended up crashing the car. I don't remember what they smashed into, but they crashed the car. Her uncle had broken shoulder blades, mm-hmm. A bunch of broken bones. Her two older cousins each had a broken ankle where the bones were sticking out. And glass and all kinds of stuff stuck in their skin. And the youngest kid only had some bruises because he saw what was happening and jumped in the back of the station wagon under some blankets. But her Aunt Paula died on impact. And it was the steering wheel had crushed right into her stomach.
Right where you felt the pain?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, Nikki, you're freaking me out.
I started to cry. I had to walk away because I didn't want to freak my friend out. And I went in the kitchen. My mom never believed me about these feelings because I could always tell if something good, something bad was going to happen, or if I was going to get something. I actually won something on the radio one time and knew that it was going to happen.
See, if it's good stuff, people want to hear, but if it's bad stuff, I don't think they want to. I think they'd be like, Nikki, if you haven't, and by the way, I'll tell you right now, if you have any kind of intuition about me, I don't want to know.
I don't.
If you do, if one day you're listening to the radio and you're like, I have a feeling about Cooper, Anthony, or Chad, please don't tell us.
Don't even email us.
No, I don't.
Don't even email us.
No, I won't. I won't tell you. I'll tell other people.
Yeah, tell other people.
But I won't,
then they'll be like,
wow,
you knew.
I don't. But my mom never believed me until that point.
Oh, we believe you.
She's like,
we definitely
whatever.
believe you.
But, at that point, she was like, really? Oh, my God.
Wow.
And she,
freaky.
Yeah, I actually had a feeling this afternoon, but I've lost the discernment to tell what's good or bad or whatever.
Right.
I think honestly, as I was driving home and you guys were talking about it, I think it was probably one of my dead relatives telling me not to call. I'm sitting outside right now because I have bad reception in my apartment on my phone. I'm sitting outside because my phone actually died, so it's plugged into the wall. Just so I could call you guys and tell you my story. So I think somebody is trying to keep me away.
But you persevered. Good for you. Thank you, Nikki.
Good job.
Ooh, wow. That's so chills and stuff now. And when bad things happen, why do people say sit down? You can't hear
because they don't want you to fall down and hit your head.
Standing up?
No, you'll fall and hit your head.
You could fall out of your chair and hit your head.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see what the difference is.
Not that big of a fall.
Oh, it's less of a fall? Well,
Less
I'm very
of a
short.
fall,
I'm short, so for me, it's actually I have to jump up on chairs. So for me, if you tell me bad news, make sure I'm standing because it's less to go down
Less
to
of
the
a fall.
floor. Yeah, less of a fall than if I'm sitting in a chair. Hi, Natalie.
Hey.
Natalie, have you heard from beyond the grave?
It wasn't me, but it was a little boy I used to babysit for.
Really?
Yes. When he was 4 years old, his father died of a massive heart attack. And for 2 weeks, he was so depressed that his hair started falling out. He stopped eating. He lost a lot of weight. And we came over to comfort his mother one day, and he was in a really good mood. He was laughing and giggling. And his mother said, Cliff, who are you talking to? And he says, Daddy. And she says, Cliff, you can't be talking to Daddy. Remember, we talked about this. Daddy's gone.
Mm-hmm.
No, Mommy, what are you talking about? Daddy's right there on the couch. Don't you see him? And it freaked out his mother so bad that she actually put the house on the market the following day, and he continued to have these episodes where he would see his father, talk to his father, and he was a completely different child from what he was the previous 2 weeks. And it really, really bothered his mother, and she thought it was something evil, something bad. But I don't think if he'd had that time back with whatever it was, his father, or just a very caring spirit, that he would have made it through the time. And he was only 4 years old, so he didn't really understand what death was.
Right.
But he would have these conversations for hours on end with what he thought was his father, and he could physically see him and speak to him, and they would converse as if he was understanding him, talking back to him.
And I guess it was adaptive for him. It probably helped him. But as an adult, later on, he wasn't still talking to dead people, was he?
I mean, I don't know. We moved away, but she had. The last
I would have moved away also. I understand.
The last way we talked to her, she said that he could see things that really, really, really bothered her up until I think about the time he was 12 or 13. So he may have been a person that was going to have that for the rest of his life because he was only 4 then.
Right.
But it really, really, really bothered his mother.
You guys are freaking me out, by the way. Thanks, Natalie. Now I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight.